Welcome back to Canadian Formal. On today's episode, we will be diving into the second part of our four-part series all about jackets. Today, it's casual jackets. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Canadian Formal. I'm Curtis Allen, and I have a passion for making the men of the Great White North look and feel their very best. So today is part 2 of our 4-part series all about jackets. In the first part of our series, we took a look at the components of a suit jacket, sport coat, or blazer, and what they mean and how they differ from different styles of jackets. So if you want to see that, the link will be in the description, so please watch that. And to get notified of all upcoming episodes, including parts 3 and 4 of this series, which will be coming in upcoming weeks, do like and subscribe, as well as ring the bell icon. But let's get started today with casual jackets. This is one of 4 jackets we'll be looking at today. So we'll jump right in and take a look at this beautiful Reese wool jacket in blue and white. Now, this is on the more formal end of a casual jacket. I've divided it into casual, semi-formal, and formal, but within each of those categories, there is some differentiation. And in the casual jacket department, I would say there's the widest spread of styles, patterns, colors, and fabrics. As you get more formal with jackets, you tend to get a little bit more conservative in the way they're constructed, the materials used, and the colors used. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. I love a formal jacket, and actually most of my jackets are on the more formal side. But a casual jacket is great if you're just going for a nice casual walk outside in the spring or fall, going out to a patio for lunch, or if you just want to throw on a pair of jeans and dress it up a little bit with a jacket. And speaking of jeans, this jacket would go great with a nice light wash pair of jeans. Don't want to go too dark. I don't like to have pants or trousers darker than the jacket. As a general rule, the tops should be at least as dark as the bottoms you're wearing. But a nice light wash pair of jeans would go great with this jacket. It is a worsted wool jacket. We will be seeing other fabrics in some of the other jackets, but I think a worsted wool is the most common fabric, so we will start there. It is also a very structured jacket. You have some padding in the shoulders. You have a slightly stiffer canvas between the wool and the lining inside. And speaking of the lining, let's take a look at that. So as you can see, it's a much darker lining than the outside, which again brings up the formality just a touch. But I think it's a fun little contrast, especially if you are doing something where you might be removing your jacket. A little differentiation, a little bit of a stylistic note would be the contrast in colors. The other thing to keep in mind is this is a 2-button jacket. Very common to have a 2-button jacket, far more common than 3 or 1 button. But for casual jackets, I like to just do up the top button or leave it completely open. That works too. But I wouldn't do up both. I would just leave the bottom button undone, do up the top button, or if it's a 3-button jacket, do up the middle button. Certainly not the top or the bottom. The middle button would be the way to go in that case. So this is the Reese jacket in white and blue, and the pattern also makes it a little bit more of a casual wear. As you'll notice, the patterns tend to decrease as you go up in formality. So do keep that in mind. It can be a little tricky to pair patterns between your jacket and your trousers. So I always like to go with a patterned jacket, but non-patterned trousers. Really let one article of clothing shine. Don't have too many articles battling one another. So if you're gonna go with a patterned jacket, let that jacket shine. So this is one of four, so let's get moving on to jacket number 2. So here we are with jacket number 2, and this is not a wool jacket, it is a cotton jacket by Dolce & Gabbana. This is a very different jacket than the Reese jacket. There is far less structure, there's no padding in the shoulders whatsoever. It is a multi-layered cotton though, because a single layer of cotton would be very, very thin. This has 3 layers of cotton to make it a more equivalent thickness of a wool. But that is really where any sense of similarities end. You've got a solid color. Just because it's a solid color does not mean it's a more formal jacket. You've got a single button, and single buttons do tend to be on more formal jackets. But because of the lack of structure, because of the cotton material, this is far from a formal jacket. This would go great with a dark wash pair of jeans or a pair of chinos. Because it's cotton, it's very breathable. It's much cooler to wear than a wool. And even the lining of this jacket is what we call a half-lined jacket. So you've got some lining here, you've got some pockets, and even the lining is cotton. And because it's a natural fiber lining, again, it's going to be very cool to wear. So maybe late spring, early fall would be a great time to wear this jacket. You only have lining pretty much from where the pockets are and up. You've got no lining below that, which is quite common with what we call seasonal jackets. So you wouldn't wear this in the winter, let's say. But most jackets are wool. Most jackets have a man-made lining, be it polyester or rayon. So those save for the winter time. This jacket, the other way in which it is more casual is how the silhouette is. It really flows off the shoulders. Because of the lack of structure, you get that more casual silhouette to it. Even if it's done up, even if you do up that one button like this, you are still seeing a lot more curvature and a lot more of a flowing nature to the jacket. Now, the other thing about this jacket is it's got a double vent in it. Now, double vents, really there's no correlation between the venting and the style or formality of jacket, other than tuxedos will not have any venting. So be it a single vent or a double vent is really not related. It's just more of a personal preference. Myself, I like to have a mixture of venting styles, just depending on what I feel like wearing that day. It's not a huge part of my decision-making process, to be honest, but it is nice to know which way you're going. If you are going to have a double vented jacket, you do want it to be ironed. Even if it's casual, you still want it to be ironed. That way, all the points line up and there's no gapping in the vents at all. And that is something to keep in mind, more so with a double vented jacket than any other style of jacket. So this is our cotton Dolce & Gabbana jacket, let's move on to jacket number 3. And here we are with jacket number 3. This is a linen jacket. It is by Giorgio Armani. It is the most casual jacket I own by a long ways. Because it is a linen jacket, it is once again a seasonal jacket. Basically, summer only. You're going out in the summer, you want to wear a jacket, you don't want to get overheated, perhaps you're going to be outside, picnic, an outside work event, so you do still want some formality, but you also want to be comfortable, and this is a comfortable jacket. Because it's linen, it has a far less dense fiber structure, even less dense than the cotton Dolce & Gabbana jacket, because it is a single layer of linen. Something to keep in mind with linen jackets though, is you do want to get casual linen jackets because they wear very quickly. Because it's a less dense fiber, you are going to get some fraying, some discoloration over time. It's not going to hold up the way a hardy wool jacket would hold up. But that's the great thing about casual jackets, is that they can be a little rough around the edges and you can still get away with wearing them. Much like a pair of jeans, as you wear them in, they often look better than when you first got them. So there are a few things that are very obvious as to why this is a casual jacket. A few less obvious things are the patches. The patches make it very casual. It's very rare to get a patched jacket in a more formal style in today's market. 20, 30 years ago, you think of the old tweed jackets by professors who would have the patches on them, but that's not really something you're going to find nowadays. You do want to keep in mind that if it's going to have patches, it's going to be more casual. You can even add patches if it starts to fray or the fibers come apart, which is what patches on jackets were originally for, was for mending them. It was not a stylistic choice. It was because I only have one jacket, it's got a hole in the elbow, so now I need a patch. And that is still perfectly acceptable with casual jackets. Don't do it with a formal jacket, but with a casual jacket, go nuts. The other thing I love about this jacket by Armani is the pattern. Go great with a gray pair of jeans, gray trousers, chinos. You can really mix and match. There's some blue in here with the patterning. And the other thing is the cuffs. Now, as you can see, the cuffs are wide open. There are buttons, and there are buttons on every cuff, but these actually have buttonholes. A lot of jackets, especially cheaper jackets, will not have buttonholes. I like that these have buttonholes. You know, if I want to turn up the cuffs, I can do so. If I want to turn them down but leave the buttons open, it's a little bit more comfortable. If you're wearing chunky jewelry, like a big watch, you may want to leave the cuffs open as well. It really all depends on what you're wearing it with and where you're wearing it. But a casual jacket like this, it's got 2 buttons, but I would almost always leave the buttons open. You really want to let the jacket just flow naturally. It's got buttons there if you want them. Maybe it gets a little chilly, but leave them open. It's a fun, freewheeling, casual jacket. It will never be too dressed up for wherever you're going. So this is the most casual jacket I own by Armani. Love this jacket. I've had it so long, probably too long, but I just don't have the heart to get rid of it yet. So let's move on to our final jacket in the casual department. So I mentioned old tweed jackets, and here we are with an old tweed jacket. This is a 1980s vintage Yves Saint Laurent tweed suit jacket. It is casual, but it is in an old school kind of way. You could certainly see an old professor wandering the halls in something like this. I love it. It's a little oversized, which was certainly the style in the 80s and is coming back. If you've seen the last 1 to 2 years of certain brands, Dolce & Gabbana was a big one, Gucci was a big one, of the oversized jacket both for men and for women. But I love this as an oversized jacket. It's thick, it's hardy, it is a warm jacket, so do not wear this one in the summer like the Armani jacket. But it's a great jacket for fall and winter. The colors are very fall. The pattern makes it a little bit more casual. And we've got the darker brown lining in there as well. And this is just a polyester lining. Nothing too fancy about this, but I like this jacket. I almost wear it as sort of an overcoat. If you have a nice tight-fitting turtleneck or merino wool style sweater, this is a great jacket to go over that. It doesn't have to be worn with a collared shirt like this. I have decided to wear the same shirt to show you all the jackets, and that's so that you can see the jackets stand out kind of separate and on their own. But this could not be more different than the last jacket we saw, other than it is also a casual jacket. But like I said, when it comes to casual jackets, you really have the widest of ranges. So this is a great jacket to wear for comfort, for warmth. You can wear it with a brown pair of jeans. You can wear it with a thicker brown wool pant. It would go really well with. That's often what I pair this jacket with. A variety of undershirts can work with this jacket. The only thing is I wouldn't, again, pair pattern with pattern. If you're going to wear this jacket, it's oversized, it makes a statement, it's thick, it's patterned. Just let the jacket sing on its own. Don't try to wear tartan pants with it or a plaid shirt. It's going to be too many contrasting styles. But this is jacket number 4 of 4 for the casual department. So stay tuned for our next week's episode as we take a look at semi-formal jackets. So you don't want to miss that. Again, do like and subscribe. If you haven't already, ring the bell icon. I'm Curtis Allen with Canadian Formal, hoping you will stay stylish. Thank you.